see, view my stream. Okay, dokie. Hopefully, well, I want to rotate my, give me 1 second. Let me rotate my camera to the position so I can see it. That would be good. So really quickly, I want to share with you. I know we left off on the sort of the alchemist's, you know, potion cabinet on the last video that I did. We kind of just went over. Oh, let me turn my volume down on this. Sorry, give me 1 second here. I went ahead and I got the cabinet doors in. Oh, there. Well, I guess you could put these in either way you want to. I mean, they're not. There's no upside down way. They slide in both ways, and I guess it's just a matter of what you want it to look like. Anyway, I left off this with me airbrushing it, I think, and I didn't quite share all of the last part of that. I did, but I just wanted to give you an update. The paint is dry. Everything is looking good. It's all painted. It's all assembled. The doors slide open and closed and function. And these are available on my Etsy. And I have the STL file that I will make available on my website, insightfulimagery.com. And I don't put the STL files for these on Etsy because Etsy has a file size limit. And these are, you know, quite the large file size because of all the texturing. So anyway, but I have some wooden grain chairs that I want to do, and that I have done. Let me share with you how they look. These are how they look when they're done. Really nice if, you know, the Mythic Legions figures can sit in here and stuff. And I'm getting these ready for Legions Con. And this is what they look like when you bring them off the build plate. You know, this is one that's already cured. I'm going to remove a couple off the build plate now. And I'll share something else with you too. So the idea here is that, you know, you pull your little chair up to your wooden table. Let me share this with you too. It's so cute. Look at this little wooden table. And the figure can sit in his chair or her chair, you know, drink your wooden beer mug stein and, you know, sit there and interact in some cool way on the dial and photograph. All this wood grain stuff is fun to make, and I, like I said, I design it all and I print it and paint it all. And so I want to do a couple chairs right now, get them off the build plate and get them cured, and see how long I do the live right now. But I kind of just wanted to share with you, there's that, and then I also have some long tables here that I will remove from the build plate also. These long tables are really nice. One of the problems I had with the long table is, first of all, they're big. They're a heavy solid piece. I print this in 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. But the top part of the table, I'll remove that off the build plate too today. I oriented these on the build plate a different way, because what would happen is, in order to save time, print time, I would orient these in a way that, you know, wouldn't take as long to print. But that led to a little bit of warping when I'd go to remove this from the build plate and get it off the supports. It would lead to a little bit of warping. And so what I did is I reoriented these on the build plate straight 90 degrees vertical, and I can print, you know, 4 of them at a time this way. It increases the print time to like 14 hours. The plus side is, though, there's no tweak, there's no warp, and so it's a solid, nice piece like it should be. And so the trade-off, you kind of got to just decide if, you know, how you want to do it. You know, I mean, print time, or do you want a nice solid print that looks good like it's supposed to? So I'm over here out of frame. I'm getting these chairs out of the isopropyl really quickly right now, and I'll bring them right over there in just a quick second here. Let them drain. These have soaked in the IPA just because I went to work, and so I just let them soak in the IPA. It doesn't hurt anything. If anything, it just gets all the uncured resin off and does a better job. So let's bring these rascals over here. They are solid heavy too. I'm going to tell you, if let me grab a paper towel here real quick. These chairs are not they are not hollow. They are a solid piece. And so when there's two of them on a build plate, it's definitely heavier. What I'll do is close these drawers. I've got my warm water here to the side. These are going to drain just a little bit of the alcohol, and let's work our way around and sort of ease this off the build plate. And it can be a little tougher depending how long I left it on the build plate after the print was done, but these come off pretty easy. And let me rotate this. I don't want to do it in some awkward position. There we go. And this build plate, you can see it has a checkered laser engraved. That was the updated build plate from the Photon Mono X 4K. They updated with this checkered build plate, which gave you better adhesion, but it does leave a checkered print on the bottom. But I mean, you don't see it anyway. But I do like that build plate. I never had a problem with adhesion with the first build plate that they gave, the really smooth one. I never had a problem with that. You know, this one here is fine also. Like I said, I never really had a problem with any of it. Let's set these up here, and I've got a little warm water. We're just gonna dippy-do one at a time, and let that soak for a quick minute or so. And once that gets on there and gets a little bit loosened up, then we can begin to just, might need a little bit more soak. Let's give it just a little bit more time. Sometimes you want to, and the reason you want to give it a little bit more time is I don't want a bunch of huge pock marks and stuff on the bottom of the chair that I have to sand or clean. And I orient them this way. Let me tell you, this is a 22-hour print. You can see how I orient it. I only want support marks on the parts of the chair that aren't visible. And in order to do that, you don't have to print them this way. I could print them and save time in a different orientation, but then what happens is these supports will mar the wood grain finish, and then you have these pock marks and stuff, and it just, I want to avoid that. So that's why I orient them this way. So let's get this bottom piece off, and okay, maybe there we go. Okay, there's that. Then let's dip this just a little bit. We'll take these off in the water. There we go. Scooch them off of there. And same thing on this side here. I need a bigger container. Actually, I should have put those right in the trash instead of back in the bowl. But no big deal. Whatever. And in case anybody's on the comments, let me switch my phone here so I can see that. If somebody joins in on the comments, let me live chat. Here we go. Okay, right on. So go ahead and get these out of there, and these here. Okay. There's the dog saving me from whatever needs saving from, I guess, back there. Okay, so let's move this out of the way real quick, and usually I'll just take a little paintbrush or something narrow and poke down in the hole there just to get these pieces out of here, and that'll be good. Get those out. And each printer prints with its own little set of unique, sometimes anomalies or whatever. Let's let that soak for a quick second. And I'll get my razor out of here. Let me grab some water. Okay. Let's see here. So we'll open this up here in the back. These little thin supports down in here. And honestly, you know, these are supports that I put here that I may not even need. I'd rather put them and not need them than need them and get a failed print and get any sagging or anything like that in the print. I don't want that any type of sagging in there. The whole idea is to get a print that you want and not a print that you end up with. And so I'd rather have a few more supports than I need than have to wind up with prints that need explanation, you know. And so let's that one's looking pretty good. Okay, we'll let this sit over here to the side for a second. Let me take these pieces and put them in the trash, and then I'll put the other chair in here, and we'll go ahead and get that one in here and get it soaking. And that's why I like to use, I keep all these extra cardboard and different things, because I like to use them for, you know, removing supports and things like this. It's just really helpful to keep this kind of thing. But once again, while that's soaking, the water is not hot, it's just warm, so I'm going to give it a couple minutes. But you can see what we're after here is these are chairs that are going to be painted up like this, and for the Mythic Legions figures. They fit perfectly. I modeled these and they just fit so nice, man. Matter of fact, I'll tell you what I'll do. Let me grab one of these little rascals and let me put one of these here in the chair off to the side, and he can be watching. That's why we work on his new furniture. They didn't have IKEA back in these times, so you had to make your own stuff. So we'll set him there, put his arms in there. There we go. And he can sit and watch us. Oh, he's got his back armor on, so he's a little bit forward, but that's okay. He's a warrior. He's used to armor. So let's let him set there, and then let's go ahead and see what we got on these and see if we can start getting some of these supports out. There we go. Okay. Water's cooling off just a little bit. Might need to touch it up. Yeah. Well, let's get these out of here. Okay. Get these out in the front. There we go. These here. Okay, and these here. All right, one more set on this side. And there's a combination of heavy and medium and light supports, just depending on where on the model that I am putting the support. Let me move this out of the way, this water. I don't need it now. And if I don't move it out of the way, then I'll make a mess with it. So let's throw this out. Look at that. Looks like a, I don't know, like a cluster of city buildings off in the distance on some horizon or something, right? But it's not. Okay, so let's get these out. There we go. And these here. Okay. Like I say, these supports right here, I probably don't even need, but I'd rather err on the side of caution. I print these things over and over, so once I set them and slice them and save a scene, I don't change it unless there's something I notice with the print itself. And so these print great. I don't want to go try fixing something that doesn't need fixing. You know what I mean? That sometimes you get a little bit of delayering in here, just a little bit, just because I can't get in there all the way with the view. But that comes right off, so there we go. All right, so we're good with that. Get those little pieces out of there. So there's 2 chairs there. Let's clean this up. And what I'll do is I'll bring over this table, and you're going to see these tables at the same time I do. So, and we'll do the same process with these chairs as I go through, and as I did with the that alchemist cabinet. I'll share the process as I take it off the build plate, cure it, paint it, you know, prime it, paint it, and symbol and stuff like that. We'll do the kind of the same process. That was kind of fun. I liked doing that. And let's clean this off. Some IPA on there. Okay. That's why all my paintbrushes get ruined. So let's get these out of the way. Let me get over here and get these tables off the build plate. These are real. I'll bring them over. I'm gonna get them in some alcohol real quick. They're heavy. They're a heavy table. I'll bring one over for you to see. This is for those who are just joining in right now. Let me get this off the build plate. Wipe off this extra. If only I had like 3 GoPro cameras in different positions in my room, or 3 cameras that I could switch to different views, just like on voice command, and you could follow me around my room. Wouldn't that be cool? So let's, I'm gonna get these right into the alcohol really quickly, and then I will bring them over there. So give me just a moment. Oh Lord, these are heavy. And they take an incredible amount of resin. I'm going to tell you, let me put the lid back on my printer. Well, those are actually in the alcohol. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to weigh. I know when I did that alchemist hutch, I said I was going to weigh and share with you how, so you get an idea of how heavy these things are. I'm going to weigh. Let me get out my other scale doesn't have batteries, so let me get my shipping scale out. And let's weigh that thing real quick while that's soaking in the alcohol. Let's, give me 1 second. Let's move this stuff. And let's weigh a couple of these pieces real quick so you can get an idea of how heavy these things are. I really ought to keep my shipping scale in better shape. Okay, let's turn that on. So let's first weigh the alchemist hutch. Okay. That's 1.2 pounds. This piece, man. That's heavy, man. That is heavy. Let's weigh one of these chairs. Okay, 0.4 pounds. So that's, you know, that's heavy too, man. Let's see one of these tables. little over half a pound on the table. So by far the Alchemist hutch is the heaviest. But you can see that, you know, these are certainly heavy. Let's try one of these round tables too. One of these round tables, I'm guessing is probably close to half a pound. Let's try one of these. Oh, not even. It's only, yeah, okay, 0.4. Almost a half a pound. That was really cool. So, okay, this is going to be a sort of a reveal part, I guess, because I have not printed my tables like this before, and I'm going to be getting them off the build plate and bringing them over here, and we're going to see together, win or lose, how they did on the build plate. And these are going to be an interesting challenge on how to remove this, get them into the warm water, because they're kind of big. But anyway, let's first, one thing at a time, let me get them over here to the table. So 1 second, I'm going to just get this alcohol off of here. And yes, they are, ooh, Lord, heavy. Okay, one more dip and then one more little quick drip here. Get all the excess alcohol off of here. You could probably hear it. But I'm going to show you the benefit of doing it this way, because, like I say, the other way I was getting some unwanted warp in there, and that was, I wanted to avoid that. God, look at those things, are stinking heavy, man. But nobody wants to buy cheap furniture, so, you know, I'm making these so that they're going to be, let me just, while this is drying, flip this around so you can see. These are a solid, clean model and print, man. I mean, this is really, really nice. I totally like the way these turned out. And these are just the tabletops themselves. I have the legs and the other 1, 2, 3 pieces to assemble. But these just look really, really nice, man. Real nice, clean wood grain. Nice, let me flip this around. Really nice, clean bottoms. There will be no support marks on those bottoms. The first way that I did it, I supported it from the bottom because I figured, okay, the bottoms are going to be not visible. But turns out I can print more at a time this way, and there's no warping. I do have the print marks on one side of the table, but we're going to minimize the appearance of that. So I'm just giving this a quick little dry here, let it drip dry before I take these off. These are going to be, let me see, I don't want to do them this way, because if I do them that way, then they fall. These are really fragile right here, these spaces in between here. The only thing that right now gives it support, let me show you, is this cross member piece. These here, it can break, and so I want to be careful how I take these off the build plate, and how I handle them until I get them cured. So let's see here. It's kind of, and I just don't want them to fall, and I don't want them to get shocked. And so there, like I say, there's, let's see here, we're getting in there. We're getting in there. You can hear that. That's a good cracking sound. That's not a bad sound. I think these will stay if I just go ahead and hold this and slide this a little bit. Let's see here. Yeah, there we go. Just don't want to break these until they get cured there. It's kind of, there we go, perfect. Oh man, these are so nice, man. Set this to the side. We'll do the same. Okay, we'll do the same over here. Clean these off the bill plate. Kind of work these. There we go. So excited to be able to get these to Legion's Con and get the STL files for these available on my website. These are already as a painted item available on my website and Etsy. There we go. Okay. Just kind of work this around. There we go. No need to rush it. So now let me see. I don't know. I have a lasagna pan that I sometimes use for this, and I don't know how big these are. I'll go fit in there. But this water, it's warm-ish. It's not really that warm after we took all the other prints off. But I don't want to warp any of this. I tell you what, let me grab, well, that's fine right there. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Let's see what we got. Okay. Yeah, that did really nice. Did real nice. Look at that. Real good job. Real good. Real good right in there. And so, if you notice, I've also got some thin supports down here in the middle as this goes up and down. I didn't want these to sag and touch each other until they were cured, which can sometimes happen when you're doing a long print like this and there's a gap in there. So I'll take those supports out before we cure them. But for now, let's just put this right here. And get this in there. This water isn't really that warm, so I don't know if it's, I mean, it's helping a little bit, but it's better than nothing. So I could go warm it up, but we're not going to do that. But these did, man, these came out super nice. Look at all that nice wood grain in there. We'll get those supports out, like I say. That's easy. But all this good wood grain in here, a good solid heavy tabletop, man. This is really, really nice. Really nice. Yay for 3D printing. Okay. And I don't really want to pull too much on this because, like I say, it's not cured. And it's weak because of the gaps in here. So we really want to take our time getting this off of here. If the water was a little bit warmer, that would be good. But it's okay. Just take our time. We're good. So there's another one. Yay! And we'll let this bad boy sit in there for a minute. Sweet. Sweet, sweet. Looks good, man. Super happy with these. And these take a lot of resin, man. 3 tabletops takes almost a whole bottle of resin just to get 3 tabletops. I mean, these are a solid beast right here, man. A solid beast. You can't have your mythic legions, knights, and goblins, and warriors eating on cheesy buckled tables, right? Man, they got to eat on some good, good, solid, sturdy furniture. There we go. Nice. All right. So, get this stuff out of the way here. There we go. And we'll just flip one over just so you can see the bottom side. Oh, and I did put little supports in there. That's not important. But so you can see the bottom side, how clean the print is here. And how good and detailed the wood texture is here. Everything looks really, really super nice. And I'll get these, let these dry for a little bit, then I'll get them cured. And then in the next video, I will share I'll have them already primered, and then we'll go ahead and, you know, begin to paint them. These won't require any sanding or anything on the bottom. The print marks, they're under the legs, and they're not leaving any, you know, there's no uneven surface there, so we're really good on that. I'm not going to worry about really any sanding. I might check a couple of these little pieces for little tiny bits of weird delayering that could happen, but we're looking really good on these, man. I'm really happy with the way these came out, and yeah, I think we're good, man. We're golden. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these dried off and get these supports out of the middle here, get them dry, and then pop them in the cure machine, and we'll get it going. And that is my live video for the moment. I will end with this and begin again later with these already primed up and set to paint. Thanks for watching. If you haven't been to my TikTok, it's Insightful Imagery. My Instagram is Insightful_imagery. My YouTube obviously is Insightful Imagery. So I'm on the social media platform. So check me out. If you like toy photography, using 3D printed props and stuff like that, definitely check out my Instagram, Insightful_imagery, my Etsy, and my website is insightfulimagery.com. So sounds good. We'll see you in the next video once I turn this off.